Hey everyone, it's Molly. Today we're going to make a white fruit cake. So this recipe comes from the Household Searchlight Recipe Book. This is from 1937, and I will make sure to put the recipe for you down below in the description box so you'll have it. And you might have to make some substitutions to some of the ingredients in this. I couldn't find citron, and the recipe called for I think 2 cups of it. I couldn't find it, so I substituted just a fruit cake mix. You could probably substitute it with whatever you want, or you could just leave it out. So just so you know, I had trouble finding some of the ingredients. I'm not sure if you will, but let's just see how it turns out, and we'll just do our best. So let's get on with it. I have my egg whites in here, and I'm gonna beat them until they have stiff peaks. Oh. And then when I'm done beating them, I'm just going to set them aside in a separate bowl because I need to wash this and then use it for another part of the recipe. I decided not to wash the bowl. So I'm going to cream my butter and sugar together, and then we'll add the eggs. Okay, in goes 1 egg, and the next. Make sure you scrape it. And then once we're done mixing this, we're going to set it aside. Okay, we're going to dredge our fruits with 1 cup of the flour. So I've got my golden raisins, my candied cherries, coconut, candied pineapple, and the recipe says to use 2 cups of citron. I can't find citron where I live, and it doesn't say candied citron, it just says citron. So I'm just going to use this. This is actually called holiday fruit cake mix, and it's a mixture of cherries and citron and pineapple. So it's a little bit not exactly like the perfect substitution, but I'm just gonna use it. So go ahead and use whatever you want, or you can just leave it out. But I'm just gonna use this. Nothing like green cherries, and then sprinkle our flour on top. And the reason why you do this is because dried fruit and candied fruit tends to sink to the bottom of fruit cakes if they aren't coated in flour. The flour helps them stay suspended. Additionally, if you cut your mixture into smaller pieces, it'll also help it stay suspended in the mixture. And I should have used a bigger bowl. All right, now set this aside. Okay, we want to take the rest of our flour and we're going to sift it with the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Okay, so I'm back at the mixer. I still have my sugar, butter, egg mixture in here. We're gonna add the flour to this, alternating it with the peach juice. Now the closest I could find is this tangerine peach juice. I'm sure it'll be okay. So let's just start off getting some of that flour in there. And I might have to switch over to this large bowl. Make sure you scrape. I'm going to add my lemon extract and my orange extract. And I'm going to add my nuts and my coconut fruit mixture. crap. This is pretty full. You might have to do this by hand in a large bowl if you have a mixer the size of mine. I had to move this to the bowl because I was out of space, as you could tell. So I'm taking some of my egg white and I'm going to just stir it in. I'm not folding, I'm just stirring it in. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is I'm just trying to loosen up this fruitcake mixture. I'm just trying to loosen it up. I'm sacrificing that little bit of egg white to try to loosen it up so it'll be easier to fold the rest of the egg whites in. I'm not sure how loose that got it, but I am going to tell myself that. And then, so I'm going to start folding in the rest of the egg white. And just be gentle. You want to try to keep as much volume as possible. It's really tricky to do when you're working with such a heavy, dense batter. But do your best. Fruitcake is supposed to be somewhat dense, you know, so I don't think we're going to be able to get away from that. And I added a lot more candied fruit than what the recipe initially called for, so I got a challenge on my hands. Let me just fold the rest of that in. Ugh. And you're gonna have to clean your kitchen when you're done making this. It's just a messy process. I'm covered in fruitcake. And my oven is preheated to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll tell you, I didn't go to the gym today, and this is quite the arm workout. Where the heck is Dan? Dan? Oh. Conveniently gone. Okay, let me go get my pan. Okay, so it just says to transfer this into a well-oiled pan. It doesn't say what type of pan, it doesn't say what size of pan. So I'm going to use a 10-inch bundt pan, and I have greased the hell out of this, so hopefully nothing sticks. And we will see if this works. It should work. But let's get our fruitcake in there. And a 10-inch, this looks like a good size. Get it down in there. It also does not say how long to bake this for. So just make sure, I would set your timer. I mean, this has got to take probably an hour. I don't know. I would set your timer to half an hour and then check it and see if it's done. It probably won't be. I bet this will take closer to an hour, maybe longer. So I would check it at maybe every 15 minutes until it's done. And then we'll let it cool. Good. And we'll see what it tastes like. And also, let me get down here. The recipe also doesn't say anything about booze, but I'm gonna taste this when it's cool. But I suspect I'll probably wrap it in cheesecake and soak it with brandy and then just stick it in an airtight container and then just keep spraying or soaking brandy on it because I really like a good boozy fruitcake. So let's get this in the oven and then, I don't know, we'll just check on it a bunch of times. All right. I actually just looked at the instructions. It says bake for an hour, but you know, depends on your pan, so just keep an eye on it. Hey everyone.
Hey everybody.
All right, I've got Dan with me and we are ready to taste the fruitcake.
That was a fail.
All right, it's chewy. So, this is delicious. This is everything I would want in a fruitcake. Now, I had to make a couple changes to the recipe. First off, I couldn't find citron, so I just substituted that fruitcake mix. And you could probably substitute whatever the heck you want for that. And basically put your favorite ingredient in there. If you can't find citron, great, use that, or you could just probably leave it out. Now, so the recipe says it should take about an hour to bake. Mine took way longer than that. Mine took over an hour and a half to bake. And that was with using a big pan. And also when I loosened the sides of the pan, I loosened the cake from the sides of the pan and from the center tube when I went to turn it out while it was still pretty warm. And the cake started to break. So let it cool down before you actually turn it out to fully cool, because this one wanted to fall apart. Other than that, it tastes like a fruitcake. I think it's great. And the recipe doesn't mention anything about like pouring it or putting alcohol on it. Now you can do that if you want to. I traditionally do that with my fruitcake, so I do have some cheesecloth and a little squirt bottle full of brandy because there's a lot of cherries, and I thought cherry and brandy go really well together. And I'm going to be wrapping this in cheesecloth, spritzing it with brandy, and then I'm going to put it in an airtight container, and I'm just going to keep it like that for a few days, you know, just soaking it with brandy all the while. I really like that flavor that it gets. What do you think?
I think it sounds like a great idea.
What do you think of the fruitcake without the
It's
brandy?
really good.
It's delicious.
I actually have never really tried fruitcake without having it soaked in alcohol, and I actually like this better.
Well, you don't really like alcohol.
No, I don't. That would make sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, this is, but like if you don't want to use alcohol, you don't have to. This is delicious just as is. And again, like it called for canned peach juice. I couldn't find canned peach juice, so I just used the closest thing I could find, which was the tangerine peach, and I think it worked out well.
I think it worked out well too.
Yeah, you could probably thaw out some frozen peaches and just blend those and use it if you wanted. I thought about doing that too. Other than that, I think this turned out great.
Yeah.
Definitely turned out great.
Another success.
Another success. Yeah. So I'll leave a link above to last year's fruitcake recipe. It was also extremely delicious, and we show you how to wrap it in cheesecloth and put alcohol on it if you want to go that route. Just watch that video and then you'll see how we do it. Other than that, it's a great fruitcake. Enjoy.
Definitely give it a try.
Yeah. Enjoy. Happy holidays. And if you like this recipe and want to see more vintage recipes like this fruitcake, then please subscribe and hit the like button. I upload new content every Fridays, and Dave and I are always here taste testing vintage recipes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.